All right, ball control. So first we talked about controlling the speed of your putts. Then we talked about learning to control or be more skillful with the direction. And today we're going to talk about, or now we're going to talk about, green reading. So from our perspective, this is the most undercoached, underdeveloped skill possible. So how do we take something that's can be complex and make it distillable and simple for our friend watching at home?
Yeah, I think that we're going to once again hit the easy button with this. So what we're going to do here is you're going to read greens maybe a little differently than you would traditionally. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your eyes completely out of the equation. So golf course architects, what they always try to do when they build greens is they're trying to build up mounds and stuff behind the greens to make it look like your putt is going to break the opposite way of what it actually does. So every time you guys are playing golf, there's tons of optical illusions built in on putting greens. So we're going to take that completely out of the equation.
But no eyes.
No eyes. No eyes at all.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're actually going to learn to use your feet in order to feel what we call is side tilt. You're trying to feel whether or not you're tilted one way or the other, and then we're going to begin to quantify this ever so slightly.
Got it. So we want to use the side tilt. So how would you go about like walking somebody through it if they were on the putting green? What would you have them do?
So now the one part of the putt that's going to break the most is the middle third. So what you're going to do when you're making your reads is you're going to basically walk into the middle third of the putt. You're going to roughly face the hole. So you're going to kind of straight out a line between your golf ball and the hole. And you're just going to feel around that middle third, and you're just going to kind of start to experiment with which way you're tilted. Okay, so on this putt, this is about when the middle third would begin. So I'm going to start to face the hole, and I'm going to try to feel which way I'm tilted. So right now, I feel like I'm tilting this way. So now I know when I hit this putt, the ball's going to curve that way.
So whichever way, it's the easy button, whichever way you feel like you're tilting with your feet, that's which way the ball is going to move.
The ball is going to curve in that direction.
Okay.
But now there's some other things that are going to influence how much your ball breaks. So one of the things that we have to take into account for how much this ball is going to break is the length of the putt. So longer putts break more, shorter putts break less. Some other things that you're going to want to take into consideration here would be the speed of the green. The faster the putting surface, the more the ball breaks.
Yes.
The slower the putting surface, the less the ball breaks. And then there's one other thing we have to take into consideration here, and that would be uphill and downhill. So the downhill putt is going to break more, the uphill putt is going to break less. So those are some things that we need to kind of keep in the back of our mind when we're trying to determine how much this ball breaks. So now when I'm looking at this putt right here, it's kind of a long putt, and I was tilted that way. So since it's a long putt and I'm tilted that way, it's probably going to curve a decent amount. And then I'm also looking at the uphill downhill part of this. It's maybe a little bit downhill, so now I'm going to have to play a little bit more additional break because of that factor as well.
So you're really playing with these variables, the size or the length of the putt, the speed of the green, and then
uphill, downhill.
Uphill, downhill.
Yep. And then how much tilt I'm feeling with my feet.
Not all tilt is created equal.
No.
In some parts on the putting green, there's going to be a little bit of tilt. Other parts, there's going to be severe. So back to the slight, moderate, severe continuum.
Yep.
How much or how little tilt are you feeling at that moment, whatever putt you're facing?
You got it.
Okay. So do you want to show us the putt, and we'll see how much this one actually curves? So you know you were tilted to the right. It's a long putt downhill, so we expect this one to curve quite a bit.
So you can see that ball curved a little too much. So I underread the putt. So now on the next one, I'm just going to play a little bit more. That one didn't have the speed that the first one did, but you just continue to be playful with these things.
So a little bit more left, a little bit more speed. There we go. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Ooh, good putt.
It was closer.
Yeah, so back to being playful and not trying to be perfect. So we know that green reading is complex. There's a lot of moving pieces, so we want to hit the easy button. How much side tilt are you feeling? Understanding that there's no perfect, there's no consistent, there's no fix. There's just side tilt and then longer putts versus shorter putts. Uphill versus downhill. And then there was one more.
The green speed, fast greens and slow greens.
That's
so as long as you're starting to understand what influences break and then begin to start to feel side tilt, you'll start to become a better green reader. Now, if you really want to become a skilled green reader, the one thing that we would recommend that you do is go seek out an aim point certified instructor. So if you go to aimpointgolf.com, there's a list of about 100 certified instructors on there, and they will walk you through this process. The neat thing about Aimpoint is you can predict the exact break amount with any putt you'll ever look at, but there's a couple other additional steps that you have to walk through. It's proprietary information, so we cannot give it to you on this video. So please do yourself a favor and seek out an Aimpoint certified instructor.
Very good. So if you can get better, and you can, at controlling the speed of the ball, the direction or the start direction of the ball, and then make some educated reads, you'd be shocked at how much that'll help your understanding, your know-how, your skills, lowering your scores. So keep up your training, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.